Happy Friday, everyone. Well, a good chance of rain today with a cold front in northwest Indiana. But what about the weekend and the 4th of July? Well, let's take a look in your holiday weekend forecast, sponsored by NIPSCO. 8 a.m. this morning, still dry, but notice the rain right on our doorstep. We are going to start to see some isolated showers popping up over in Illinois. So I will mention, if you're going to be driving into Chicago, there's a chance you might encounter a straight shower driving into the city. If you're staying in northwest Indiana, though, it's like a dry morning commute. Now, I do think the rain chance for us begins in the late morning hours. We'll start to see these stray, isolated showers popping up. But when the activity is really going to be picking up is around noon. Look how we're not talking about just isolated showers anymore, but the chance of storms coming back. And unfortunately, yes, there is a small chance of severe storms through the early afternoon hours today. Now, I do think most likely they're just going to be regular thunderstorms, heavy rain, lightning. But could we get a couple that produce some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts, some penny-sized hail? I can't rule that out. Best chance of rain in the region. So again, really picking up around noon, but looking like 1, 2 o'clock right now. That's what the latest models are really picking up on. Notice, very likely that we're going to be seeing rain. You might miss out on a thunderstorm, but there is definitely going to be some heavy rain and lightning around. And again, we'll keep an eye out through the early afternoon that maybe 1 or 2 of these storms could be on the stronger side. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, but by the time we get to 3 o'clock, though there's still probably going to be rain around, no longer concerned about the severe storms. Those will have pushed off to the east. Again, I say severe storms like it's a guarantee we're going to see severe storms. It's not a guarantee, but I do want to mention the chance from noon to 3 o'clock this afternoon. So when is this rain going to exit the area? I do think we have to keep the chance in through the late afternoon hours, so there is a possibility as you're driving home from work that you could encounter some rain. But as we get past 3 o'clock, we're going to be seeing less and less activity. So let's talk about dinner plans. 7 o'clock this evening now. Not completely dry just yet. I do have to keep the chance of rain in there through the early evening hours. But what I do want to stress is that the chance is very low. It is more likely early this evening that you will not encounter rain. But I do have to mention the chance even over towards Chicago during the early evening hours. I can't guarantee that we're going to be completely dry until we get to about 11 o'clock this evening, and then the rain chance will be over with. But for how long? I do think we're jumping through the overnight hours to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, still dry. However, in the early afternoon tomorrow, I do see an opportunity for some initially stray showers to start popping up. Now, the best chance of rain for tomorrow is looking like the late afternoon and early evening hours. Now, not as much as what we're going to see today. I'm still talking about isolated showers, maybe a weak storm, but look how temperature's going to be pretty cool tomorrow. So we're probably largely going to top out in the low 80s across the region. Since temperature's not real high, the humidity real high, it's probably going to be isolated showers, maybe a weak storm. Not a guarantee that we're going to see rain during the late afternoon, early evening, but that is the opportunity for seeing rain. And then after we get past 7 o'clock, the activity winding down, and I think we'll go back to completely dry conditions once those temperatures cool by 11 o'clock. So that was Saturday. How about Sunday? Well, we're skipping through the overnight hours. Here we are, 9 a.m. Sunday morning. I think there's going to be a lot of sun. And the rain chance on Sunday, really, really low, but not quite zero. Because look what happens in the late afternoon. I think the morning hours are dry. I think the early afternoon is dry. But there are some indications the atmosphere just unstable enough that we might see a stray shower or 2 pop up. Maybe a very weak storm late afternoon, but I'm telling you that there's a very good chance that you will end up staying dry on Sunday. It's a very small chance, late afternoon into the early evening hours. High temperatures will continue the warming trend for Sunday. So probably only upper 70s today, low 80s for Saturday, mid 80s for Sunday. Not much wind, by the way, today, Saturday, Sunday. And there we are at 7 o'clock Sunday evening. Dinner plans looking good, except for that very small chance for a stray shower, but more than likely going to stay dry. So we got to wrap up talking about the 4th of July. And those rain chances starting to go back up. So a better chance of rain on Monday compared to Sunday, but kind of a situation right now where it's looking like it could be a situation like Saturday I do think that especially early morning hours are looking dry, but once we get into the afternoon, I do think some isolated showers and storms will start to pop up. But still, right now, looking like even during the afternoon, a better chance it's going to be dry than seen rain. But I do have to mention the chance. Notice that the warming trend is going to continue. Now we're going to be in the upper 80s for the 4th of July. Partly cloudy, and the winds are going to pick up a little bit. We'll get those gusts around 20 miles per hour in the afternoon. And we finally have to talk about Monday night. What are the fireworks shows looking like? Well, that rain chance is going to continue to increase. I think there's probably going to be more activity during the evening hours than even during the afternoon. But right now, the latest models say the best chance of rain, that real scattered activity, is going to be after midnight. Now, there's just going to be a warm front that's lifting over. So it's going to depend on the exact timing of this warm front. So this is still subject to change. But right now, we might get lucky. Though there's a chance of rain for the fireworks shows. I do want to make that clear. Right now, it looks like the better chance of rain. We might get lucky, and it might hold off the wider spread activity until after midnight. Look for an update, though, Monday morning.